students, would we have any earphones or earpieces to understand the levels?
Just enter.
Hello and welcome to a wonderful day at Sharjah International Cricket Stadium where we are going to witness the first ODI of the ICC Women's Championship between Pakistan and New Zealand. I'm Neil in the commentary box. Joining me is Charvi.
Good morning, Neil, and good morning to all our viewers who've joined us on our live stream. For all those who'd like to forward the link, it's Pakistan Cricket Live, and they can find the Pakistan women versus New Zealand women first ODI, and it's going to be Susie Bates and what's the second one? And Sophie Devine, the two opening batsmen coming in from New Zealand side. And just to update our viewers, New Zealand won the toss this morning and have elected to bat first.
Absolutely. It is pretty much unlike what New Zealand loves to do. In fact, if you see the last 4 ODIs between Pakistan and New Zealand, Pakistan have batted first and New Zealand have chased it down, and unfortunately Pakistan has been on the unfortunate side of losing the game. But this time round, in home conditions, I think the women in green would be a little more comfortable.
Definitely, they do look comfortable. The body language looks good. And it's going to be Diana Begg, the right arm medium fast bowler. Going to be starting from the far end, giving a kick start to the bowling for the women in green. They're all set. Definitely going to make a mark here. We're in a 7-match series which consists of 3 ODIs and 4 T20s. So it's a long way to go for both these teams in these conditions here in Sharjah. The weather looks pretty clean. It's a clear weather out here. The sun is shining bright and bright, and it's going to be interesting to see how the 50 overs go by.
Absolutely. The umpire is having a look at all the field positions, ensuring that the women are taking care of the power play conditions. The first power play to start off with. And here begins the game. New Zealand versus Pakistan, the Women's ICC Championships.
The first ball just drifting outside the off stump there. A good leave from the batsman. And it's going to be, they're just warming up, Neil. This is the first game. They definitely are going to look at how the conditions are going to go. A good decision here probably from New Zealand. We're going to see how, on which side, whose favour this is going to go by. I think Pakistan would have wanted to bat as well.
Well, considering it's their home ground and, knowing the home conditions, Pakistan wouldn't mind, New Zealand going up and taking the benefit of the fresh pitch up there. Also, if you look, there is a slight movement in the ball right now. The wicket is showing the tendency of giving the new ball some movement. And this definitely, I think, is from the Pakistani conditions. Thought process, a good toss to lose maybe.
Definitely. It could, only the game and time will tell how it progresses. And, the first 2 balls have been dot deliveries. As you said, the ball's been moving a little bit. The third delivery coming up that way, that was driven well by Sophie. Straight to the fielder at extra cover. So no run has come by there. But, the first ball coming onto the bat, definitely the person out there in the center also gets the feel. And it's all about, as a cricketer, they definitely are very experienced cricketers. They know the kind of feel they've got a long time. They've got 50 overs to go. We're just in the first over now. And it'll be good to see how the game progresses forward.
Very true. And while we're talking, the 4th ball has been bowled, and this one too, a dot ball. This is nice, good cricket. It's not the T20 wham bam cricket, which we will experience after 3 ODIs.
Definitely, it's not the wham bam cricket. I think we've become a lot used to the T20 cricket. It's very not very rare these days that the T20 cricket has been seen. Everywhere you go, there is T20 going on, and this is 50 overs. So, and definitely the women's game has picked up, after a long time. So the next delivery, there was just ball outside. That was driven very well by Sophie. So the first runs coming for New Zealand by a boundary. A great shot there through cover.
A classic cover drive there by Devine, and 4 runs to start the scorers working. And
so it's 4 runs up, and they open their account with a boundary. So that's a good positive start here for the New Zealanders.
Absolutely. Devine now again will be facing this delivery, which will be the last delivery of the over.
First over is going to be the last delivery. It's going to be Diana Begg. Much better line there. The ball moving out there. A dot delivery to end the over. So 1 over gone. It's 4 for no loss.
It's 29 degrees Celsius currently, Charvi, and the weatherman says it will go up to 34. I'm so sure Pakistan women won't feel the heat, but the New Zealand women, the women in black, will definitely feel the slack.
Definitely, it's going to get hot. It's pretty pleasant at the moment, but as the day progresses through mid-morning, it is going to get pretty hot. It's going to be difficult to field, but I'm sure they've walked in with a plan, and it's going to look good. And we were talking about the women's cricket and how it's progressed. We saw it in the World Cup recently that happened in England. A lot of people are wanting to know how women are playing cricket. The viewer, I remember very well, Lords was full in the final.
Well, Chari, who better to explain than you? You have played cricket yourself, and whenever we've met and we've spoken about cricket, we've seen Chari practice a lot of times and play cricket live. It's an inspiration to a lot. Believe me. I mean, when we say that, okay, we've played cricket and we watch cricket. But when we see women play cricket at such a fantastic level, it is a different story altogether.
Definitely, Neil. Just to, it's going to be Sana Mir that has come on to bowl. So very different start here, a spinner coming into bowl in the second over. And in a 50-over game that too, Neil. This is, an interesting move from the captain, Bisma Maroof. Just to, also, it's her first game as a skipper. Bisma Maroof is with Sana Mir in the past, who has been the captain. And we have to see if the pitch has got some turn in there.
Well, I mean, it's the Sharjah wicket. It's a true cricketing wicket, and you can never know what to expect. Meanwhile, the second delivery, and this one has been tapped towards the shortest extra cover position. And while we talk about this, every captain comes up with a plan, a strategy in their mind. And over here, we've seen Maroof coming up with a new bunny out of the hat.
Definitely. She's come up, with a different plan altogether. So it'll be, obviously, we saw the movement from the other end, the next delivery, just coming in a little bit to the batsman there, a bit of a misfield. So a quick chance for a run. Susie Bates opens her account. She gets off the mark with that single. Just give her a bit of confidence as well. They're watching the wicket very well, Neil. This, we've seen it in the first over as well, and now they're not taking too many risks. Obviously, they've a long time to go. So, but an interesting move here by Bisma Maroof. They've come with a plan definitely, and they're just going with a spinner right away. So it's a bit of a surprise to me, to be honest. I'd give a pacer. Played on this wicket in the past as well. It's a bit of a slow wicket. Keeps low, and as the game progresses, it becomes a little difficult to bat in the second innings. It's always, they always say that when you're batting on this wicket, if you win the toss, you should choose to bat first. Safe option, chance to get a bit of runs there as well. The next delivery, good fielding, good stop there at the extra cover region, but a single nonetheless been taken, takes the score up to 6 now. We're just towards the end in the second over, Neil.
Well, it's a stable start by New Zealand, to say the least. They're keeping their eye on the ball. They're watching the movement of the ball and not taking too many risks, as you said. Sana Mir is definitely a surprise package over here from the captain's perspective. This one has been swept towards the fine leg position. A direct hit might have done some damage, but the batters are safely in. A single to conclude the over.
A single to conclude the over. Just having a look at that replay again, there was a very good single, very quick between the wickets, both these batters out there, and definitely, like you mentioned, Neil, Sana Mir was a surprise package, but she's bowled well. She's bowled just 3 runs coming off the over, so it's not a bad start for her as well.
Absolutely. Charvi, you've been the captain of the national side. Have you taken decisions like these? I mean, I'm so sure a captain does.
Sometimes you have to. The situations as such, not much in the first innings when we're bowling first, but yeah, in the second innings when there's a total up there, we know we have to add pressure right away. Yeah, sometimes in those, we bring in the spinner very quickly. We've done it very rarely. I mean, personally, I've done it very, very rarely in the first innings, but it's a chance you have to take.
Well, absolutely. Every captain has its tricks, and with that, Big continues the spell from the far end.
She will go on and next delivery just outside the off stump, not getting a lot of bat on that occasion, Sophie, and we'll go straight to the fielder at point. The Pakistan women are looking good on the field, Neil. They're looking positive. They are on a mission. They have to make a mark here. It's a home ground for them,
right?
And it's a good Tuesday morning here at Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Sharjah Cricket Stadium, in fact, holds the Guinness World Record for hosting the most number of ODIs 228 to be precise at this venue. So this has been a venue, we know it for years. It's been the center of attraction. We all know that. So, and a good feeling show here from Pakistan.
And it's impressive that in spite of so many ODIs and it being a busy stadium, a busy ground, the facilities are well maintained. The wickets are very well taken care of. I mean, this one is a true wicket to play on, and I mean, any international side who comes to play here, they have nothing else but good things to talk about the place.
Exactly, Neil. Just to also mention from personal experience. Back there in the nets or towards the stadium, we've got the far net that's called number 6. The next delivery that's pulled away very well by the skipper, Susie Bates, that's going to run to the boundary. And what another forward here it is for her, for the skipper. A good shot ball. She pulled it away right away.
Well, absolutely, ensuring that she plays it between the two fielders on the leg side, and no damage. It was a high percentage shot, Charvi. I mean, these shots, they procure you runs, and when you see in the power play that there is no fielder in the deep on the onside, so that is the chance that you can comfortably take.
Definitely, and this is they have to make use. They will make use of the power play. It's going to be for 8 overs. It's a 50-over game, so it's an 8-over power play. They will make use of as much as possible because the game, as it progresses, like I said, the wicket it stays low. Though it looks good so far, but it is, like we can see, the ball is staying pretty low at the moment. And I was mentioning in the past that we have the far net in the nets. It's called number 6. And time and again we've heard our coaches, whenever we've practiced here, they've always told us, remember when you're playing on this pitch, when we have a center wicket, they always tell us it's the same one that you practice on in the nets. So it stays low, so be careful, watch the ball well. They keep telling us that time and again.
Well, golden words from the coaches. We got to remember and implement.
Definitely the next delivery from Dynabek, just outside the off stump. No one stopping. That was cut away very well by the batsman there. That is going to be yet another boundary for Susie Bates. And what an innings it is turning out to be for the skipper. 2 boundaries that has come in this over, and that's going to give her a lot of confidence.
Absolutely, but will definitely take away some confidence from Diana Baig, who started off brilliantly in the first over.
Yeah.
So it's
2 boundaries coming in into this over. So bit expensive, Diana Baig on this occasion. We're in the 3rd over. It's going to be the last ball of the 3rd over. Making a few field changes, Diana Baig. She can't afford to give away any more runs. She'd like to keep it tight. If you go to see from both the sides, it's been a pretty steady start. They've contained the runs, but it's been 15. The next delivery there, just going outside. The bit of a movement there for Diana Baig. And the wide call, a wide signal from the umpire. So that's going to be re-bowled for the right arm pacer running in from the far end. It's a pretty decent start here from Pakistan. And New Zealand definitely looking strong. 16 runs have come from them. Susie Bates and Sophie Devine giving a very good kick start here to the New Zealand innings. Diana Baig coming in for the last delivery. And just moving outside the off stump, and the wide signal yet again from the umpire. And this is going to be free runs here for New Zealand. 2 runs have come from extras, and 2 extra balls have been bowled so far by Diana Baig. It's 2 wides back to back. This is going to cost the bowler here, Neil.
Well, absolutely. I mean, if the batters come on top of the bowlers lose that momentum, and the mental space is a little bit shattered. But meanwhile, Diana comes in again. This one is a good delivery and a dot one to finish the over.
Definitely. So there'll be 17 runs at the end of the 3rd over, and there'll be I think Sana Mir would continue for a second one, Neil, here.
Well, I reckon she should, because it shouldn't be just like one-off starts that you try off with your spinner, because then you're trying to tell the opposite team that, hey, we were just trying to experiment. It wasn't a plan.
Yeah, definitely. I think, yes, it is going to be Sana Mir. She's back onto bowling strike. And I think the New Zealanders are enjoying the sun, sitting out there in the umbrellas. They know they have a long way to go. Just taking the sun in. I'm sure anybody who comes in from from Australia, New Zealand, or who come in from the West, they like the sun here in the UAE, so they're taking the most of it.
Oh, you bet. Sunbathing while Sanamir continues. The first delivery, this one has been beautifully driven and will race away to the boundary. This is a good welcome shot for New Zealand, and Sanamir will now face the heat. First ball boundary is always difficult for a bowler.
Definitely, it's not, it is also challenging, Neil. This is what, you count as a temperament for a cricket, especially for a bowler. You get hit for a 4 on the first ball, and, it's how you come back. And that's what shows your experience and temperament, and that's a much better line there from Sanamir. This is what it talks about. She's definitely very experienced, has been the former captain, so she knows how to add pressure. She has picked up a lot of wickets in the past. We saw it in the World Cup as well. She bowled brilliantly in July.
Absolutely. All the class coming in. While this one has been played straight bat, and the long on fielder will come into picture. Just a single for Divine. Susie Bates on strike.
That's a good, it'll be it's a steady start, I would say, Neil, for both the sides. It's not about, who is going to, because we're still only in the 4th over. It's too early, to predict or to say how far this is going to go. We're in a 50-over game. We're not in a T20. We keep, sometimes too many 4s, we get too excited. But we're in 50 overs. It's a much better line there from Sanamir. Fuller length, getting Susie Bates getting to the pitch of the ball. And not much turn. We haven't seen any turn yet. The ball definitely getting... Diana Baig got a bit of movement in the previous over. But no turn here for Sanamir so far. So we'll have to see how far that goes. It's still a fuller lane. Just driven on towards the onside. We'll pick up a single for the batsman.
Well, if you see, Maroof has been playing around with the mind of the batters also. She's bringing in the long on fielder deep for Divine, while for Susie Bates, she pulls it in. Now, this is again, I mean, not something that Sanamir coming in to bowl. This one has been tapped towards the offside, just a dot ball again. Now, while I was talking about the long on fielder, it's very interesting to see. It's actually Bates who's hit more number of boundaries. In fact, now they've equaled. But the fielder, the deep fielder, is placed for Divine.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to come to as well. That how come, they don't have the deep fielder for both of them, because they have been, getting those boundaries and getting those, converting those short balls into 4 runs. So it's going to be it'll be Diana Baig to continue from the far end. She went on for a very expensive over the previous one.
Yes.
She's gone away for a couple of runs already. 2 overs, 14 runs for her. So she will have to add on that pressure. And if Pakistan needs to add pressure very quickly, because it's 23 runs now for New Zealand. No wickets have gone. Only 4 overs. The run rate is definitely at a high. And Pakistan will need to pick up a couple of quick wickets here to add pressure back on the Kiwis.
Absolutely, and the wicket of the skipper would mean a lot, but that's not looking what would come through, because right now Susie Bates has been playing very confidently. I mean, the ball is coming into the middle of the bat, and the way she has been leaving the balls outside the off stump says that she is in a very good nick.
Definitely, Neela. I think it also, it's got a lot to say. Our coaches keep telling us, we've seen experts in the past who've mentioned this as well. It tells a lot about the batsmen when they leave the ball confidently. Because they know which ones to leave, which ones to... Because sometimes you leave the ball, you're in a double mind, but from Susie Bates' body language, you can tell she's leaving the ball confidently, and she knows what she's doing very well. Definitely, she's the skipper. She comes in with a plan. And Diana Baig to continue. She needs to have a tight over here just to recover from the previous one. The much better delivery there yet again. 2 balls in a row, dot deliveries. The good, much better deliveries here for her.
Absolutely. A packed offside field, and Diana Baig bowling to the field that's been set by the captain for her. There's a sweeper cover, and that's the only fielder that is outside the 30-yard circle. So she will have to keep it up and ensure that the line is not way too away from the offside, and neither can she afford to bowl a shorter delivery.
Definitely, she can't afford to do that. We'll have to see what she does the next delivery, just outside the off stump. Would that be a signal? Oh no, that was just moving away from that. So that's safe. This is good over so far for her. Good, it's going for a good over. So that'll be good for Dinah Begg. It'll give us some confidence. This is what we were talking about again with Sana Mir as well. This is the temperament that we've seen with Dinah Begg. She is experienced, played a few matches for her side, have decently picked up a few wickets. Just to be precise, she's played 7 ODIs, picked up 7 wickets. So a wicket for her in each game. Let's hope she will be looking for it. Oh, the next delivery just lofted over the bowler's head. And that is going to be yet another boundary here, Neil.
Well, this would definitely put a lot of pressure on Diana. And she started really well. She started really well with 3-dot deliveries back to back. And this one has been taken up by Susie Bates. Obviously, she's not the kind of batsman that you can, keep quiet for. And the result is out. It's yet another boundary, the third one for Bates, and this will take the score to 27.
Yeah, he will take the score up, and it was a very good shot though. Safest area to play over the bowler's head, and they did, there was a straight shot that went down the ground. So the fielder been pushed back now, the long off fielder going back to the boundary. So not taking any more risks, and we'll have to see the next delivery. Oh, that's cut away. We have a sweeper cover there in the deep. So just one run here for Susie Bates. They're looking in good touch. They're looking busy, taking the singles when required. So that will definitely help them to build up a good score here.
Well, absolutely. Classic cricket on display over here. A boundary and then a single to change the strike. Divine would take the strike. This is very interesting. Again, if you see now, for Susie Bates, the long off fielder was sent, was kept at the boundary line, and now the same fielder has been brought inside.
Definitely the next delivery, a much better tighter line, and bowled straight to the fielder there at the mid-off region. And that is going to be the end of the over. And that's going to be 23 now. It's going to be 27 actually, 28 at the end of the 5th over. So 5 overs have gone. It's 28, and New Zealand seem to be here. Like, we're going to spike up the run rate really, really high, just to make sure that the run rate is just over 5.7 at the moment. So it's a good start here for New Zealand, I must say.
It is a very good start, I reckon. And Pakistan will have to do something different to break this partnership, try and get some hole in the New Zealand wall to ensure that the runs don't continue leaking. Right now, the field set on the offside, there are every single fielder is within the 30-yard circle, and on the onside, we have 2 fielders, a deep mid-wicket and a long on for Sana Mir.
Definitely. Sana Mir would continue from the pavilion end. I think we predicted they would have this sort of a bowling partnership, that we'd say, between Dinah Begg and Sana Mir. So, I mean, she's an off-break bowler. She's bowled decently well. Gone away for 9 runs, but she's got the capability to come back. So she will definitely make a move on that. The next delivery, that's gone over the inner circle for a beautiful 4 yet again. A smart shot, just played it, chipped it over the inner circle, making the best use of the power play.
Well, absolutely. Sana Mir has been giving away boundaries in the early part of the over, and then she comes back with some really smart bowling. Change in the field. We have got a long off coming in on the sacrifice of a long on. So long on inside comes into the 30-yard circle, making it a 1 piece each outside on the on and the off side for the boundary lines.
The next delivery, much fuller delivery there, an on drive by Susie Bates. Will go straight to the fielder at coming in from deep mid-wicket. That is Dinah Begg. They can't afford to give away any more runs, at least for this over, Sana Mir. And if we talk about Sana Mir a little bit, she's played 102 ODIs and picked up 110 wickets. So experienced bowler, good wickets in her pocket, and the best bowling figure of 5 of 32. So she has a 5-wicket haul. The next delivery, that's a smart run, and just tapping it in front of them, and a quick run there by Susie Bates. The direct hit would have probably brought them into trouble, but I think they're safe to go.
Absolutely. The fielders have been doing their bit. They are charging in. It is a little hot, but no reprise shown over here by the fielders. The slip fielder has been moved out, so Sana realizes that there's not enough turn, and precisely the reason why she's packed the offside even better by bringing in an extra cover fielder.
Definitely, Neil. If we talk about the batsmen a little bit, if we talk about Sophie Devine, She's a 28-year-old New Zealander. She made her debut back in 2006, so good experience on her hand as well. Played 86 matches, has scored over 1,600 runs, so definitely an experienced campaigner out there with the skipper Susie Bates. And the next delivery, just a bit of Fuller, will tap it away onto the onside, and a quick single there, making the singles look very easy here, both and the partnership coming up very well.
Absolutely. It's very comfortable cricket, to say so. They are getting the odd boundaries, and then they are converting the slight misfields by the fielders into comfortable singles. Susie Bates, with that single, moves up the scoring ladder. She has scored a bunch of runs in her career, 3,734 runs in her 104 match career in the ODIs, and with the highest score of 168. Wow.
Definitely. And Neil, interesting to say that in the New Zealand side, if you go to see overall, Susie Bates' name always gets highlighted. If you look at the team list, that's the name on top. She's the skipper. She leads from the front. Probably the highest run scorer from the New Zealand side, if you go to see for the women. So, and Diana Begg to continue. 6 overs have gone. Just 2 more overs in the power play to go now. 35, so they've made the most of the power play here.
Well, they definitely have, and with 2 more overs to go, and of which one would be of Diana Begg. She has been, unfortunately, the scapegoat. Steps out, tries to play it towards the third man region. A close call over here.
Oh, there was a bit of a confusion. Came halfway, both the batsmen stopped, and then they would go back again, but made it safe at the end. I think they'd share a bit of a laugh there in the center. A direct hit would have definitely been. They'd probably one of them had to walk back.
Absolutely, Nahida Khan, the fielder in the position over there. She was a little off balance when she was trying to throw, and in such situations, the ball may not really go and hit the target.
Definitely, but I think a good fielding effort at the end. If that would have been a steady pickup, that would have been a win-win here for Pakistan. A much better, tighter length delivery. Pakistan fielding looking very good here today, Neil.
You bet. And if you realize, the finer nuances, the fielder from short mid-wicket actually ran down to do backing for the wicket-keeper when the throw was coming in from the point region.
Yeah, definitely. You saw that, and they're pretty quick. You can tell from their body language. Sitting here in the comm box, we're not there down in the field. We don't know what's running in their mind. But looking from here, they look like a positive bunch of girls who've come out here today, to take this game away from the Kiwis. The next delivery, it's a Yorker and delivery that missed the stumps just by the feather there, and took Sophie with a surprise. She didn't expect that Yorker to come in.
Absolutely. This one would have probably waken her up better than the morning coffee.
Definitely much better than the morning coffee. And that's a very good comeback delivery here by Diana. This over, so far, she's bowled 3 deliveries, just 1 run coming from it. So it's turning out to be a good over here for Diana. She needs to make a good comeback. She's gone away for a couple of 4s in the previous overs. But that was a very, very good Yorker here.
Absolutely.
A bit of a change. It's just sending the third man fielder back onto the boundary. She's got a deep sweeper cover. The next delivery, that's a late cut away all the way towards the fine leg region and third man region, and that'll be 4 runs. So that's much better, much better from the batter's side. And be like, hey, you bowled me, you dodged me in the last delivery. Here you go. I'm going to hit that to the boundary.
Well, I mean, if you see, there was a fine gap over there between the slip and the gully fieldsmen. They've got the 2 fielders in the deep, which is the long on fielder and the sweeper cover. So a delivery like this, which is fuller length and has the width, this is just smart cricket.
Exactly. And all she had to do was just give the ball some direction, use the pace of the ball, and that was a boundary in the next delivery. That's a much better line from Diana Begg. Played straight to the fielder at mid-on. And the keeper looks active as well, Sidra Nawaz. She's running up to the ball every time. She's making sure she gets all the throws back into her hand. So she looks to be doing a great job as well.
Well, keepers have to do that. They are the lifeline of the fielding side, aren't they?
And definitely they are the lifeline of the fielding side. They have to keep it going. They have to keep them because, that's the position where you can see the entire field from. So even if a bit of a hiccup here and there, they're the ones... a bit of a movement outside, but a wide signal from the umpire. So, we were just talking about a good over turning out to be. 5 runs have come from it. It's okay, 1 boundary. but extra here is going to cost. This might cost Pakistan later, I think, down the game.
Exactly, and from a bowler's perspective also, when you bowl an illegal delivery, a wide or a no ball, you have to go back and plan again for your next delivery. You have planned your entire over in your mind, and now again there is something new that has come up that you have to plan for.
Definitely a much better delivery there, just in the dot hole, as we say. So 7 overs have gone, 41 runs have come from in the power play, and this is a very good start here for the Kiwis.
Well, absolutely. The think tank of Pakistan girls will have to start planning ahead now. Sana Mir is having a chat right there at the bowling mark. There has to be some plan that has to change from and deviate from the standard plan that they are operating on.
Definitely, Sana Mir to continue from the pavilion end, and they need wickets here, Pakistan, if they have to add some sort of a pressure. I think this is going to be the last over, 8th over for the power play, and we'll have to see. Susie Bates, is on 23 of 23. Sophie on 15 of 19. We'll have to see Sana Mir. The next delivery, a much better tighter line there, just played straight to the fielder at extra cover, and that'll be so no run there, and she'll have to add that pressure on by bowling those tighter lines just to make sure that they don't go away for any more runs. They've gone away for a lot of runs already, so we'll have to see the next delivery there, just driven into the gap. 2 fielders chasing it. I don't think it's going to reach the boundary, but a couple of runs here for the batsmen. So 2 runs, and that's a good fielder, a good chase there by the fielders towards the boundary here, Neil.
Absolutely, it was a good run. The ball teasing the fielder there, and a good relay throw coming in. And what we see over here is Sana Mir trying to tighten the screws here for Team Pakistan. She has been the lesser expensive bowler of the pair. This one has been driven towards the mid-wicket region. We'll just get a single.
I think singles, they wouldn't mind it, Pakistan. They wouldn't mind the singles. I think what's something that probably hurt them towards the end is the boundaries that have gone by. A lot of boundaries, some of, majorly the boundaries have been hit. And we know in women's cricket, the boundaries are smaller. It's a 65-yard boundary for the international cricket. The next delivery in the air for a while, just falling short of the mid-off fielder. So a good delivery here yet again for Sana Mir. She's gone away for 3 runs so far. 2 balls to go in the over. This is the last over of the power play. The field will open up in the next over on.
Sana Mir, who's given away 2 boundaries, and this one, oh! This is a lifeline to Divine.
Oh, missed chance there by the backward point fielder. It was in her hand. A good jump at the end, but she just dropped the ball just going on just over her head. She would have turned back if a bit of a misjudge there. But I think the chances are coming. The chances are coming, and it's just about time when Pakistan would be like, this is the chance they need to take. A fuller delivery, the ball just coming in, yet again going to the backward point fielder. The throw coming in directly as well. So that'll be the end of the 8th over. So the end of the power play, 44 runs coming from it. No wicket has fallen, and this is a fantastic start here for New Zealand.
Well, almost a wicket over there with the backward point fielder just attempting the jump. It was perfectly timed though. She could very well in the team meeting blame the sun. She's facing the sun, the shadow falling right behind her, and eventually she'll say, "Oh, the sun came into my eyes and I missed it."
Well, that's possible. That happens most of the times. That does happen most of the times. And as a fielder, I used to have a point region. I'm a point region fielder. I used to always be at the point region, and sometimes, that late cut would come, and you tend to miss it because, as you know, the ball always turns there. It always turns away from you. Even if it's hit straight, it always turns away from you. That's how the force of gravity is. Probably the next delivery, that's well driven, much better line, and straight to the fielder. So that'll be a dot delivery here to start for with Diana Begg. And we've seen it for all the overs that she's bowled so far. She started off with a dot delivery. It's just later on in the over that she's not able to keep the consistency on.
Absolutely, and it's just the opposite with Sana Mir. She started with a boundary ball, and then she tightens the screw up. Though the previous over was fantastic, just 3 runs coming off the over for Sana Mir.
And a missed chance there towards the end, though. Dinah Begg, she's the next delivery yet again moving outside the off stop. And I think Neil, what these batsmen are doing very well over here, they're running between the wickets very well. They're taking those singles. Just in the previous delivery, like we saw, the ball was going straight to the fielder. Otherwise, normally, you would see that nobody would run to that. It's, for us in book cricket, it's no run.
True.
It's not a run, but there you go. I mean, they're taking those singles very well.
But then if you see that they're not hitting the ball with too much power, even if they're hitting towards the fielder, the ball is going this one was really well hit. It was really well struck towards the point fielder, and hence no run. But the previous delivery, it was not hit with that much power, and then thus the ball travels to the fielder a little slowly, gives you that time to quickly sneak in a run.
Also, the fielders are at the 30-yard circle. They're not straight up front. They're not short. They're not standing right up front in front of the batsman. So that gives a lot of time. And if you're quick, which both of them are on their feet, that gives them a lot of time. The next delivery, that's just glided away. That'll be just glided away straight to the fielder. So no run there. The ball being hit a little powerfully on that occasion by Sophie. Both the batsmen looking very, very steady. And good over here. Just one run coming from it is, this is what happens with Dinah Begg. She bowls 4 balls, great, and it's just the last 2 balls of the over that are a bit unsteady for her. But let's hope that she gives a good end here to this 9th over. The next delivery, that's cut away, and that's a very good shot there yet again. See, it's the same thing, but what a cracking shot by Sophie Devine.
ये बहुत ही तेज़ी से यहाँ पर सोफी ने मारा था. अगर आप देखें, एक स्वीपर कवर पे फील्डर था, बाउंड्री लाइन पर एक फील्डर था, बट जहाँ से उन्होंने शॉट लगाया है, जो गैप उन्होंने निकाला है, उस फील्ड्समैन के लिए वहाँ से दौड़कर आना एंड उस बॉल को कट करना और चौके के लिए ना जाने के लिए रोकना, उसे बहुत डिफ़िकल्ट हो गया था. ये यहाँ पर अगर आप देखें तो ये कॉम्बिनेशन जो है बहुत ही बेहतरीन हो रही है डायना बेग एंड सना मीर की, जहाँ पर सना मीर को वो अटैक करते हैं, दोनों बल्लेबाज जो हैं वो अटैक करते हैं शुरुआत में, और डायना बेग को जो है ओवर के आखिर में आकर अटैक करते हैं. पहले की 3-4 बॉल जो हैं वो देख लेते हैं, गेज कर लेते हैं वो क्या कर रही हैं, और उसके बाद में फिर जो है वो बड़े स्कोर्स के लिए जाते हैं.
Pretty still decent over for Dinah Begg, this one. Just 5 runs coming off it. A boundary, but at the end of the day, you'd see how the 6 balls have gone. It's just the 5 runs coming off it. 9 overs have gone. 49 runs already on the board for New Zealand. And Neil very rightly mentioned they are attacking Sana Mir from the other end. What is interesting to see here is the bowling partnership. This is what happens when, there is one bowler that they are attacking. What happens is they say, okay, we're going to attack the spinner. We saw it in the previous over. That's when the chances come.
Absolutely.
And they have to take those chances. This is what happens in a bowling partnership. They have to run by it. And a bowling change coming on over here. Nashra has been brought into the attack. Nashra Sandhu. She, the spinner. Why does it look like here, she's a left-arm orthodox bowler. Why does it look like here, Neil, to me, that Pakistan hasn't come in with any pacers on this 11 today?
Well, I mean, it's very impressive and interesting to see that they probably tend to attack with pacers, but right now we have Iram Javed, who does bowl right arm medium, but she hasn't been called in. And from the pavilion end, it's been spin all the way through, and the first one has been played towards the fine leg region and 4 runs.
That will be, the ball was going towards the leg side. Just had to give the ball direction yet again with a little bit of power. Susie Bates on that occasion. So that was they will bring the score up, the 50 up as well, along with that delivery. And not over, again, Nashra Sandhu, she will have to make a good comeback, over here. And it was not a very good, it's spin, like you said, Neil, definitely. The spin is on from the pavilion end. Definitely Pakistan has, they've come with the aim that they want to attack. The next delivery played towards the mid-off region. Very good fielding effort. We'll just give away a single.
Well, बिल्कुल यहाँ पर जो उन्होंने डाइव लगाई थी सिद्रा अमीन ने, अगर वो डाइव नहीं लगाते तो शायद ये बॉल जो है वो स्लिप आउट हो जाती एंड चेस करने के प्लान में ये शायद एक की जगह 2 रन बन सकते थे यहाँ पर. नशा संधू लेफ्ट आर्म की ऑर्थोडॉक्स गेंदबाज यहाँ से पेविलियन एंड से गेंदबाजी कर रही हैं.
Oh, that's a much better, much fuller delivery on that occasion. A good line, good length there. Keep it tight. That's what the slow bowlers are all about. Keep it tight. Keep the batsmen working for their runs, and that's how it'll go. She's played 11 ODI so far, and she has picked up 16 wickets. So a very decent bowler. Definitely the reason why the captain has handed the ball over to her is with the aim that she can give that breakthrough that Pakistan require at the moment. They definitely need a wicket. Either one of the batsmen out there that they get out, it's going to be a big bonus for both of them. So next delivery, that is played straight to the fielder yet again. So a much, much better delivery here. She's coming back well in this over.
Well, absolutely. नशा संधू ने जब इंडिया के खिलाफ खेला था, इंडिया वुमेन्स के खिलाफ खेला था डर्बी में, दैट वाज ड्यूरिंग द वर्ल्ड कप. She took 4 wickets and giving away just 26 runs. So she is someone who can turn the game around on the head. And यहाँ देखना पड़ेगा कि क्या यहाँ पर वो एक ब्रेक थ्रू ला पाती हैं जो पाकिस्तान की वुमेन्स टीम को अब बहुत ज़रूरी है.
Definitely, Neil. And also just to mention, she's only 19. She's only 19. So she's a promising youngster for Pakistan. And that will be the end of the 10th over. 55 now. We can see the drinks are just very quickly coming in for the batsmen as well. It's pretty hot out there. It is getting hot.
It is.
As the game progresses. It's 10:08 a.m. at the moment, and it is getting pretty hot. We're sitting in the comm box, so we're away from the heat, but the players down there, we are definitely sure they want to keep themselves hydrated. They are sipping on water as we go past to the game. And we'll have to see how the heat gets onto them.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't mind some heat coming in and seeping inside the commentary room. It's getting a little too cool with just the two of us sitting here and the AC's on full blast. Well, we are privileged.
We're privileged. It does give you the perks, sitting up here and watching the game from a view. But we'll have to see how it goes. So we were talking about Nashra Sandhu, a 19-year-old youngster, very promising youngster who has... so it's going to be number 86, Sadia Yusuf, number 88, the new bowler coming in from the far end. So Dina Beg has been given a break from her and she's a left arm spinner yet again. So a lot of left armers in the Pakistan side, Neil.
Absolutely. This one again, a left arm slow orthodox, and will cross the umpire to go and bowl. This is interesting. A double spin attack from the 11th over itself.
I mean, this is what happens when you don't have too many pacers. I think what they're trying to do is they're keeping Iram Javed for maybe a little in the middle overs. Later on, after the 15th over, they'll probably bring her in and still have a spin attack from one end.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather कि आपके पास अगर एक तेज़ गेंदबाज है तो नए गेंद से तेज़ गेंदबाज को आप गेंदबाजी करवाएं, अनलेस आपका वो तेज़ गेंदबाज जो है वो पीछे से आके रिवर्स स्विंग कर सकता है. बट अब यहाँ पर देखना होगा कि ये स्ट्रैटेजी क्या है. डबल स्पिन अटैक यहाँ पर लगाया गया है. सादिया यूसुफ एंड फील्ड खुल चुकी है यहाँ पर. 3 फील्डर्स ऑन साइड पर, डीप स्क्वायर लेग, डीप मिड विकेट एंड लॉन्ग ऑन, एंड एक स्वीपर कवर. ये 4 फील्डर्स हैं जो बाउंड्री पर तैनात हैं. एंड अदरवाइज 4 fielders on the offside within the ring, and 1 fielder which is a short mid wicket on the onside.
Definitely, and this is why the power plays are much more beneficial is when all the boundaries come. We've seen since the power play has been over, a lot of boundaries hasn't come, and it's going to become difficult because definitely the field has opened up. They've got the fielders on the boundaries covering the the essential areas, and definitely the bowlers. I must say, a commendable job to Sadia Yusuf. She's bowling tighter lines.
Oh, absolutely.
2 runs have come off the 4 balls that she's bowled so far. She is, bowling those tighter lines. So this is going to be beneficial. The wait and watch game here is when are they going to be able to pick up that wicket, the important wicket that they need.
Absolutely, and that important wicket will now take strike. Susie Bates, the women who has been in the highlight of the play today. She's been scoring prolifically, very comfortable against the seamers as well as the spinners. Sadia comes into bowl again, and this one has been tapped, played back to the bowler.
And just if you talk about Sadia Yusuf a little bit, she's a 27-year-old left-arm spinner, made her debut back in 2008 when Pakistan played Ireland. That's when she made her ODI debut. 56 matches in her account, has picked up 73 wickets, 1 5-wicket haul, so which is good. And 2 4-wicket hauls. So you can tell she's got a a decent economy of 3.75, and we can see from the way she's been bowling this over, she's bowled a decent over. So 11 overs have gone, 58 for no loss, and we can see Sophie has just got in her cap. She's opening up here now. Doesn't look like the helmet's going to go back on.
Well, with spinners on both ends, she doesn't need a helmet, and well, with the cool head that she has, the cap will only help.
Definitely the next delivery, just a wide signal there from Nashra Sandhu. That's the first delivery of the second over that she's bowled, and a wide here. The 19-year-old looks pretty confident. And Neil, it's impressive to see when a youngster of this sort, of this experience, gets an opportunity to play for a senior side where you've got everybody else that is experienced. And when you're bowling so well, when you start bowling those tighter lines, it really says a lot about your caliber as a cricketer.
Absolutely, and look at this one. I mean, she comes back so sharply after the wide delivery. She's bowled a tight line. The batsman has no option but to play it straight to the fielder. This talks about the caliber of the bowler that we're talking about. Again, this one has been played towards the mid-wicket region. Will get only a single. Now, this is what Susie Bates now did. She knew that she needs to keep the scoreboard ticking. Let's not wait for the bad ball. You've got a decent ball. Let's play it, get a single, rotate the strike, put Divine on strike back again.
And what a perfect partnership this is. 60 runs the partnership is worth now. Contributions from both. Bates is on 23, 33, and Divine on 23. So it's a decent balanced partnership. Both of them contributing from their sides. They're playing their shots. They're playing, not giving Pakistan any opportunity. Though an opportunity did come a couple of overs back. But nonetheless, we've come far from it. We're in the 12th over now. And Nashra Sandhu, what an opportunity here for her at the home ground. 19-year-old. Neil gives me, a lot of an appeal there, a light appeal. But the umpire not interested, just quickly walks away. And this is interesting. The umpires, they have a very good decorum that they follow. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to
walk off.
Walk.
And this one came off the bat. The umpire didn't even signal it a leg by. So completely the bat coming into action over here. And it's going to be Susie Bates who'll take the strike.
It's yet another single there. Running very comfortably, these two. We've seen it right from the start of the innings, so far. And we still have a long way to go. So it'll be interesting to see how they progress and what total. Neil, now I'm getting very excited about the total that New Zealand is going to put up here because they haven't lost a wicket so far.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if this definitely move past the 300 mark because New Zealand, the way they are batting, they're making batting look so easy, so effortless. ये बिल्कुल ऐसा नहीं लग रहा है कि उन पे कोई प्रेशर डाला जा रहा है पाकिस्तानी गेंदबाजों द्वारा. यहाँ पर बिल्कुल ऐसा नहीं लग रहा है कि उन्हें सिंगल्स या बाउंड्रीज ढूंढने में टाइम लग रहा है. बहुत ही आसानी से वो अपने रन्स बना रहे हैं. एंड दिस विल डेफिनेटली, इफ दिस पार्टनरशिप कंटिन्यूज फॉर अनदर 5 to 7 overs, Charvi, I wouldn't be surprised if the score goes beyond 300.
Definitely, Neil. And this is how you test your experience, your temperament comes to test. You can tell from their body languages. We've been talking about this in the past. And this is how we've seen women's cricket progress. In the past days, the totals wouldn't go up in a 50-over game, not more than 100, 150, with great difficulty. Now, with the women getting more stronger, with facilities that have been provided to them, they are scoring more than 200, 250, even 300 runs in some cases.
Oh, absolutely.
In a 50-over game, which is a big thing because we used to see the power game only in the men's side. But now it's come into women's side as well, which is a commendable job. Also, a thankful, we should thank the the boards, the respective boards who have been providing these facilities to women's cricket. And there are so many more women who want to play cricket now. The parents are pushing their daughters to go ahead and pick up the sport.
You're right.
And it's just globally, it's grown so much in the past, I think, 2 to 3 years.
Well, absolutely, Charvi. There are two factors that I would want to put light on. One is the strength and conditioning coaches. And meanwhile, this is the breakthrough that Pakistan wanted. The first wicket falls down, and it is in the shape of Susie Bates.
Oh, that's an unfortunate here. Susie Bates was looking very good, in very good touch. 36 runs she had scored. But what a good catch here. And this is exactly the breakthrough that they were looking for. In fact, we've been talking about this breakthrough for a long time. Disappointed the skipper, but I think all applauds from her teammates. She's given a good start to her side, and we'll have to see. They will have to. It's going to be Amy Satterthwaite that's going to come into bat with. She's going to join Sophie there, and yet again, when a new batsman comes in, Neil, it gives that bit of a slow start. The two were looking good. They were just trying to accelerate the innings. But now they're going to have to start from the beginning again.
Absolutely. And with two spinners operating from both the ends, it might just get a tad difficult for Amy, who's a left-handed batter. And the ball will come into the left-handed batter this time round. A slight disadvantage, though, for the Pakistani bowlers, because there are two left-arm bowlers operating to a left-handed batsman. Well, I mean, it could be a golden strategy for Team New Zealand to put in a left-handed batter and try and whack it over the mid-wicket. And while we talk, we see the mid-wicket fielder going towards the boundary line.
See, this is the benefit that you have when you're outside the power play. You get the option to spread the field and you play safe. It's pretty obvious that the Pakistan women would have done that. They would have sent the field at the back. They have a lefty-righty combination. Now they have a lefty-righty combination. This is going to be a bit of a challenge for them. We'll have to see how Sadia Yusuf progresses on with this. She picked up the breakthrough that required 65 for 1 to New Zealand now. The next day, much better delivery there. Just watching the ball on that occasion, Amy. And we'll have to see how Pakistan moves from here forward on.
Absolutely. And while we're talking about the scoreboard, it is looking 65 for 1, a pretty safe and good score to start off with, and a good platform for Amy to come and try and consolidate the innings, take it to the next level, and go as per the plan of the New Zealand team. We were talking about how the women's cricket has progressed over years, and especially in the last few years. So the first reason, that I was thinking of, apart from the ones that you said about the both supporting and the way the teams have come through, is the strength and conditioning coaches. The women have got a lot stronger. You look at them, they look a lot fitter from what they used to be back then. And, that contributes to a massive percentage in their performance on ground. And the second big thing, Charvi, and I'm so sure that you would agree to this as well, is social media.
Definitely social media. I would say absolutely social media is because the word has spread. Suddenly somebody would say, and I've heard this in the past as well. People come up and say, hey, I don't believe that girls play cricket. Okay, that's fine, not a problem. And then be like, you know what? Actually, I'll come and have a look at your game. I'll come and see how the game is. How do you play, and is it good enough? And what has happened is, in this generation, we see the youngsters, the 13, 14-year-olds who are coming into the game in various domestic structures throughout the world. We've seen it in the US. They've come with very strong shoulders. Yeah. The girls are naturally very strong. So when they see them throwing the ball directly in from the boundary, they go like, hey, I never knew they could do this. But they can. Like we spoke, in the past, they're getting stronger. They have access to more facilities. Back in the day, we don't know any girl who would go to the gym. But now you see, we're all working out together. They are lifting the same weights as some of the men are.
Oh, absolutely. This brings me the memories of the time when I was coaching. So there were these kids, the under-9s that I was coaching. There was a girl who was so strong, who would outshine the boys with the power of her shoulder and would throw much further away as compared to the guys. So there was this guy who said, oh, I don't want to play with this girl. I said, okay, if you can beat her in the throwing competition, then okay, then you can make your own team. I won't put this girl in your team. And obviously the guy lost because the girl was really, really strong, and
Yeah.
the girl was made the captain.
True. And this is what happens is the next a much better delivery there. Missing it on that occasion, Amy. I think the bowlers have just spiked up a bit after the wicket. They're looking more positive, and they know that it's 66, the first breakthrough they've got. They're definitely looking for another breakthrough, especially for this youngster, the 19-year-old. Oh, falling short on that occasion, just one bounce. What a good delivery from the 19-year-old, Neil.
This one would have got Amy's heart in her mouth. Just dropping short of the bowler, otherwise would have been a bye-bye return catch for Amy. Stepping out this time, trying to play and unsettle the bowler, but unsuccessful.
Exactly, Neil. And like we were talking about before, we were talking about the pitch. We can see the pitch is getting slower. And it is going to get even more slower when Pakistan come into bat. So the lower the total, a little bit easy it will be for Pakistan to score those runs. The next delivery stepped out yet again, driven very well onto the onside, and will contain them just to the single. 66 have come up on the board, and we're talking about how the game has progressed for the women and how stronger they're getting.
Absolutely. In fact, I was watching a documentary on women and strength and conditioning, and in cricket, it is the exact amount of workout schedules, it is the exact amount of food and diet and nutrition, and the amount of workout hours that the women are putting. I mean, it was not surprising when I was watching it, and I was like, no wonder the results have come out this way.
Definitely, Neil. It makes a lot of difference when you start opening up the facilities to people. They get more exposed to what is possible, where they can reach and what they can do. So it's a big push forward for the women who are playing cricket. Definitely for the Pakistan women, we know how the culture and the religion it gives them those limitations. But in spite of all those limitations, they come out here, they showcase their talent, and that's a big commendable job that we've seen. And I mean, not saying the Western countries as well. Oh, that's a very good throw there, just hitting the pad there off Sophie. But a good direct hit would have put Sophie in trouble on that occasion. That was a good single. They ran very quickly. She's very quick between the wickets, Neil.
Absolutely, a fantastic athlete, and that is what has been the epitome of scoring between herself, Divine that is, and Susie Bates, the skipper of the New Zealand team, who just got out a while back and has brought in Amy, who is on the non-striking end currently.
Definitely, and what a great spell this is turning out to be for Sharjah Yusuf. 2 overs she's bowled. I think she's in the third over, and she's she's picked up a wicket. Only 5 runs given away. There are probably 2 to add here that she's gone over in this over. So 7 runs given away for her. But this is a fantastic spell that is coming out of Sharjah Yusuf.
Absolutely, and that is maybe something that Pakistan needed after Diana Baig leaking a bunch of runs and those coming in form of boundaries. This one is something that Pakistan would think that is come through as a respite.
Definitely, that is something which is become quite interesting here. The next delivery, just bowled in the block hole, driving it towards the fielder at short mid-wicket. And a good overturning here out to be. A pressure is back on, a slight pressure on New Zealand. They would be a little relaxed considering the fact that they have a decent total on board. But, it's a game of cricket. Each ball is different. It could be, you never know when the over would change, the ball would change. And, like you see the next delivery, a bit of a misfield, the run goes away. So you never know how the game may change. Absolutely.
And if you look at it, both these batters were really ready. They were ready for any situation. They had taken their starts, waiting. If the ball was fielded, they would have hit back to the crease. They saw the ball moving away from the fielder, a slight misfield, and they charged for the run.
Definitely, they have, they are not losing out on any of the opportunities when it comes to the singles. And that was just tapped right in front. What a good single that is. This is great cricket, I think, from both the sides.
Absolutely. The keeper running to get that ball, trying to see if they could, if she could get a run-out chance, and the batters making a sprint out of the 22 yards and ensuring that they complete the single comfortably and safely.
15 overs have gone. It's 71 for 1. 1 wicket has fallen, and the run rate was at around 6 and over. At a point, it's come down to 4.73 since the wicket fell. So we'll have to see if they're able to sustain the run rate, Pakistan, or will it go up and down? I think there's going to be a lot of up and down that is going to go forward. And the next delivery by the youngster, the 19-year-old, who's going to continue, Nashra. And there was a very good delivery, just yet another single. The singles are coming in nice and easy here, Neil. For we saw it with the first pair, and even with this pair, the singles are coming nice and easy.
Well, that's what they'll have to ensure, because the boundaries have kind of stopped coming in with the new batter coming in, Amy coming in the last 2 overs we haven't seen any boundaries whatsoever, though there are just 2 fielders marshalling the boundary line. That is the deep square leg and the deep mid wicket, trying to sweep this one. It's a wide, and the chase is on for the boundary line. We'll have to see. The ball stops, and a 3.
3 runs. 3 runs, that is 3 runs. What good running this is between the wickets. Fantastic running show here from both these batsmen, and there was a wide delivery. So there's wide plus 3, that's 4 runs that will be added into the New Zealand account for now. And wow, this is great cricket that we are watching here at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. We're in the first ODI of the ICC Women's Championship between Pakistan and New Zealand. And Neil, all the women team, all the teams that play in this championship play a match series with each other at their home and away grounds. And it's the Pakistan-New Zealand series that is happening over here. There are series that are lined up for the rest of the year for the women. Obviously for all the other countries, Australia, England, India, South Africa, Sri Lanka, they're playing each other at their respective grounds around the world. So that will be it'll be nice, to see how the table looks at the end of the championship.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, ICC has come up with this new plan for men as well, and starting 2020, leading on to the 2023 World Cup, is going to be interesting to see. The qualifications will happen on the bilateral series structure. So basically, every team will be playing a bilateral series, and on final table count, the top 8 teams will qualify for the 2023 ICC Cricket World Cup. And that is something that's going to be interesting. Otherwise, what was happening is that the top 8 teams would straight get into the World Cup, and probably the next 2 positions or 4 positions would be filled in by the next rated teams and the associates. But now, all of these guys will be in a pool, and the bilateral series now, from 2020 that is, will have more weightage apart from it just being adding on to the points table.
True, very true. If you talk about the ICC Women's Championship points table at the moment, West Indies is right on top. They've played 3 games, they've won 3. Australia on number 2, England on number 3, and Sri Lanka losing all the 3 games that they've played on number 4. So no sign of South Africa, India, Pakistan or New Zealand in this table, but pretty sure that because they haven't played any of the series so far, which they will be playing very soon. I think India plays South Africa. So 16 overs have gone. It's 78 for 1, and it'll be drinks. So just starting off just after a short drinks break that our players have had down on the center. For all our viewers who've probably just joined us, just give them a quick recap of what's been happening since today morning. So New Zealand winning the toss, electing to bat first. They've scored 78, majority of the runs coming in from the power play. For fantastic partnership that was built up by Sophie Devine and the skipper Susie Bates earlier today. Susie Bates losing her wicket just a few overs before the drinks, and 78 for 1. That was the blow that New Zealand had to face. And the Pakistani spinners and the fielders, since the wicket has fallen, have been doing a good job. They've been looking in good shape. We're in our 17th over now, and we'll have to see. It's a bright sunny day here at Sharjah Cricket Stadium. It's a home ground for the Pakistan women's team. They are definitely looking to go all showcase forward to win this game here, make it a mark, put that one win in their pockets for the start of the entire series. So the next delivery, a misfield there at the cover region, a fantastic cover drive by Sophie all the way to the boundary. What a shot that was.
Well, absolutely, Chari, but I wouldn't want to blame the fielder there. Because she's standing right on the edge of the wickets, and the ball does get a touch awkward when it bounces right there in front of you on the wickets, and that would have led to a misfielding. I mean, this is completely unlikely of what we've seen today from the Pakistani women.
Definitely, it is very unlikely that we've seen, and they've really run well. They've taken those singles. Yet again, we saw it on that occasion. The ball's just gone back. The leg by signal from the umpire. The ball just went by the keeper chasing it, but a quick single there. They're making the singles look so easy. It's like just two steps away.
Absolutely. The 22 yards made to look like 2 yards. Meanwhile, this one, Amy plays it towards the cover region, and it's a dot ball yet again. So a very good start after the drinks, if you see from Pakistan perspective. Though there was this boundary that went off a misfield, but I would give it as a benefit to the Pakistani fieldsman who was fielding there, an awkward bounce, and the ball went.
So based on the current run rate that we are at, we are projecting a score of 247, which should be, I think, a very decent, in fact, a very strong total here for, considering how this wicket has behaved, played on this wicket in the past, becomes very difficult to chase. In the second innings, the ball doesn't come up to the bat very well. It stays really low. Depends on the moisture out there, whether the ball grips and turns a little bit, but mainly, it's a bit of a slow wicket, stays low most of the time. Paces don't get a bit of a bounce, but we know the New Zealanders are a bit of, the girls are tall. We don't know if the height helps them to give that a bit of a bounce for the Pakistani batsmen. Well, it's a wait and watch game. We'll only have to watch when the second innings comes back on.
Well, absolutely. The sun will beat down the wicket, making it a little dry, and not much benefit coming off the wicket for the bowlers as well, unless, as you said, the New Zealand bowlers bend their back to get something out of the wicket. Meanwhile, a bowling change in action. We see Zaveria Khan coming in. She's a right arm off-break bowler, and wearing jersey number 7 from the pavilion end. फ्लाइट देती हैं वो गेंद को अच्छी खासी, एंड उसके चलते यहाँ पर स्क्वायर की दिशा में खेल दिया है. दूसरे रन के लिए दौड़ पड़े हैं. फील्डर थोड़ी सी स्लो थी ऑफ द ब्लॉक्स. She probably thought that, okay, they'll probably take a single. Why, burn up my energy for the single? But the New Zealand batters were really sharp at this, took the cue, and went for the second.
Exactly. This is what we've been talking about. They're not giving away any chances whatsoever. Picking up the runs very quickly, running as far as it's concerned, making the best of the opportunities. The next day, much fuller delivery on that occasion. A good flight there by the bowler, and the ball going straight to the fielder at mid wicket here. Neil, this is a fantastic bowling display. I think she's experienced. 29-year-old Zaveria Khan. Has played 82 matches, 82 ODIs for Pakistan, picked up 525 wickets. I think those figures say a lot about her already.
Oh, absolutely. Those wickets is what Pakistan needs right now. Because If they have to do something about this game, they will have to keep getting wickets at a consistent, regular level.
And a bit of a run for the umpire. Bit of a run for the umpire as well, Neil, because of the righty-lefty combination. I think he is making some of his own runs out there as well, like umpire. I think if he hears us, he'll be like, guys, you know, I'm at a job here. But you know, we've seen the umpires. It's a thankless job. They stand out there in the hot sun, be it 50 overs, be it the Test cricket.
You
know,
bet.
I think their fitness is at maximum test more than the players who are playing there.
Oh, absolutely, because the bowler is focusing while she's bowling. The fielder is focusing while the ball comes to her, and the batter is focusing while the batter is batting. Yeah, but the umpire has to focus on every single delivery. What is happening? If the footing is going right or wrong, if the field placement's right, if it's a white ball, no ball. I mean, everything, and then the minute accuracies of the leg before wicket.
Definitely. So it is, it is a tough job.
It is.
It is definitely a tough job. So 18 overs have gone. It's 89 for 1 here for New Zealand. After a great rocketing start, I think they've slowed down a little bit after losing their captain.
That is true. That is so true. I mean, there's been only 2 overs after we lost Susie Bates that New Zealand has scored 6 or more in an over, and that's been the 16th and the 17th over, where they scored 7 and 6 runs respectively. But apart from that, if you see, it's only been the singles and doubles. Doubles, there's been a solitary double.
Right. So the next delivery there, the ball just sticking onto the bat for Sophie Devine on that occasion. And the keeper, she is looked active. I think she's really impressed me today. I must give a commendable job. She's up and running in seconds, in split seconds. She's up and running. The next delivery of much fuller length. I think the bowlers have really pulled up their socks and they're bowling very well. Tighter lines. The bowling partnerships have looked good.
Absolutely. If you look at it, it was maybe only Diana Baig who has given away runs. Apart from her, I mean, the entire bowling unit has been looking fantastic. I mean, if you run through the entire bowling setup, Diana Baig in 5 overs has given away 30 runs. Meanwhile, Sana Mir, who joined in opening the bowling attack with Diana Baig, gave away 19 in her 4 overs. Nashra Sandhu has given 20 in 4. Zaviria Khan 1 over 5 runs, and Sadia Yusuf, the only bowler who's taken a wicket, has given away just 14 runs in her spell so far, and that's been like the 5th over in progress.
Definitely, and I mean, we have been seeing they have bowled title lines. Sometimes things don't go your way, but I think in most situations, Pakistan women have come back. The bowlers have made a good comeback. Obviously, as the game progresses, it only comes down to what total you're going to chase towards the end of the 50 overs, how far you're going to go. Are they going to be able to pick up quick wickets now? Because they're nearing the total of 100. We're only in the 19th over. So if you go to see from a T20 perspective, New Zealand has still an upper hand.
Absolutely, and an overthrow over here, but Amy had over on her mark. Otherwise, there could have been a second. Look at Devine. She's been playing since the opening, okay? And she's been taking those singles and doubles, and she's running really quick. And over here, after completing the first, she was almost ready to go for the second. And this is brilliant. I mean, this is nothing else but amazing fitness levels display by Devine.
I don't remember, Neil, I've watched probably the very first women's match that I might have watched. That ball was just skimmed away, just running down towards the fine leg region. The fielder from deep square leg coming in, and a couple of runs here for the batsmen. I think they went for 3, if I'm not mistaken. You'll have to check that. So they have gone for 3 runs. So you see, usually they'd only run 2, but here they've gone away for 3 runs. So what a great end to this over for New Zealand. 94 now at the end of the 19th over. And this is looking good here.
It is absolutely looking good, but not as good for Team Pakistan. I would reckon one more wicket and Pakistan would probably get their grippings back. They did claw back after the wicket of Susie Bates. और यहाँ पर अगर पाकिस्तान ने इस मैच पर अपनी पकड़ बनाए रखनी होगी तो उन्हें यकीनन एक और विकेट लेना होगा और वो विकेट शायद उनके लिए डिवाइन के रूप में होगा.
Definitely, Neil. And, as we can see, we have a few spectators also who've come down to support the girls and to watch them play, which is very impressive to see. You have spectators, even though they're in lower volumes, at least there are people coming in to watch the women's game and, all sort for, to forgo women and women empowerment.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm really impressed, and I'm really glad that there are these guys who have come in to watch this game. It's always nice. It's a very community kind of a feeling at Sharjah International Cricket Stadium, where we've seen so many games and people flock in during the international matches. And today, when the women are playing, we see यहाँ पर कि इतने सारे लोग जो हैं वो धीरे-धीरे करके trickle in कर रहे हैं. It's a working day today, and people are still walking in.
Definitely. It's going to be, we will have to see if how many people do come in. The game has started at 9:30. We are hoping the game does finish early evening, late afternoon, around 4 o'clock. So we'll have to see. Maybe in the afternoon, during lunchtime, we might have some crowd that would come in towards the second innings. The next delivery there was just outside the off stump, was cut away. And I think that's definitely going to be a boundary. And that definitely is a very good shot there. A touch shot. Not a lot of power, but great timing on that occasion.
Absolutely. It was sheer timing, nothing else. And that got a boundary for Team New Zealand. Amy, the batter on strike, who played it beautifully. And 4 runs coming in from this over.
So Javeria Khan is to continue. The next delivery shot pulled away. But the fielder, that's a great fielding effort from Diana Begg. I think she's looking good since she's been on the field. We've seen some very good stops that she's done in the mid-off region. So great effort there.
Oh, absolutely. I was very impressed the way she ran, she slid, and she picked up the ball and was dispatched back to the bowler.
Definitely, this is good cricket here by both these sides. A very impressive start from both of them. They did pick up the early breakthrough. I'm pretty sure Pakistan is looking. They're constantly searching for the wicket to come by. The 100 is up as well for New Zealand, and the team. If we go to see the dressing room, they're sitting out in the sun. They have their umbrellas that have been put out there for them, and they are looking all relaxed. They know this is a great day here for cricket, and they're enjoying themselves. And the most important thing, we even tell kids when we teach them that enjoy your game. This is the most important thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Have fun, and you will do better.
No, absolutely. If you do not enjoy, then it becomes like a job. You're going to work. I mean, no one enjoys going to work. But if you are a sports person and if you do not enjoy your sport, then please find a day job for yourself.
Because it's a tough thing, for kids, because they take things too seriously. Oh, I'm not doing well. This is not going right for me. But they fail to understand at certain point that they have to have their part of fun as well.
Well, that's so true. And you see, what's happened is modern day cricket has given them so many idols to look up to that on day one, when they come for their trainings, they expect themselves to become A.B. de Villiers, Virat Kohli overnight. I mean, you need to learn how to connect the ball to the bat, and they want to play the reverse sweep.
Definitely exciting the kids are, and we've seen that Sophie Devine looking perfectly great in touch. She's on 45 of 55 deliveries, and she is looking like she is going to take this further on. I'm pretty sure she's waiting for. She's really played well. She deserves her, her 50 mark. That'll be coming on soon. Takes her on to 46 now with that single. And I think the constant changes because of that righty-lefty batsman, Neil. We see a few fielders running, up and down after each delivery, which is also a challenge. Because it's difficult, it tires you out even more. We know it's not a very cool day. The sun is shining out. The next delivery, that was very well angled, and a good single here. So yet again, The singles are coming very well with this partnership is building up. The partnership worth 40 runs now already.
Exactly. Who had thought that, the new batter, Amy, would join in and take it just the way Susie Bates had left. And the runs are coming in, trickling in at times. But definitely the scorers have been kept busy by both these batters. What is really impressive over here is that both the teams are putting in their best effort. यहाँ पर बिल्कुल ऐसा नहीं लग रहा है कि पाकिस्तान ने जो है अपने हथियार डाल दिए हैं, वो जो है अटैक नहीं कर रही है. बहुत ही शानदार फील्डिंग में प्रदर्शन दिखाई दे रहा है. एंड गेंदबाजी में भी यहाँ पर देखें तो दोनों स्पिनर्स जो हैं वो लगातार यही प्रोबिंग लाइन पर बॉलिंग कर रही हैं एंड ट्राई कर रही है कि विकेट कहीं पर पालें. इसी बीच एक छोटी सी मिसफील्ड और 2 रन यहाँ पर हासिल होंगे. चार्वी, वेरी इम्प्रेसिव फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ डिवाइन दैट शी इज़ स्टिल in look for the twos.
Definitely. And this is what happens, Neil. When you progress, when you've played, more than 20, 25 balls, you have reached the mark of, you're closing up to your 50. It becomes, what happens is a lot of things from a mental perspective opens up in front of you. A lot of people, you ask somebody, in the beginning of the game, you've played a helmet. So a stereotype is, because, the pacer's bowling and you wear a helmet. But we've seen in men's cricket also, a lot of the players, they do wear helmets for pacers. But what's the logic behind a helmet? Do you know by wearing a cap and wearing a helmet? Do you know what it is to do with mentally? I only found out this very recently, but I'd like to ask.
I would like to know that.
So when you're wearing a helmet, it's it's on, it's heavy, the heat is on your head. The moment you wear a cap, things open up. You can see things bigger. Because it opens up for you. You can see the ball better also. As a player now, very recently, I've only started to wear a cap. I very rarely walk in with the helmet. Obviously, when we are playing on cement, the boys bowling at you, the boys ball comes up, so you would prefer to wear a helmet. But you usually just go out with a cap. Opens up, you're able to see the ball better. It definitely helps, and I think that you can see it from Sophie Devine's batting over here, and just to mark that she's reached her 50 just as we expected. What a wonderful batting performance from Sophie.
Absolutely. This is something that is a very, very impressive stand, and Sophie has been playing the role of the sheet anchor over here, scoring the boundaries as and when the ball requires to be hit. There's a big appeal, and the umpire is not interested whatsoever. So this one, if you see, Sophie Devine has scored 50 runs of 60 deliveries, which has 5 boundaries in it. And of those 5 boundaries, it's not that she's tried to go slogging on good balls. She's waited for the bad deliveries. She's tried to convert them into boundaries. And we've seen the fantastic result of her prolific batting right here.
What is amazing, Neil, here is usually we see the batsmen are busy. They're keeping themselves busy. Why? Because they're taking the singles, they're not losing out on any of the runs. The good part is, both the teams are looking busy here. The batsmen are keeping the fielders busy as well. It's like, hey, we're busy, why don't you look busy as well? Don't be bored, it's okay, we'll keep you in the game. They're having a bit of their fun. They're enjoying themselves as well. The next delivery just cut away by Sophie. She's looking good. I think now she's looking to accelerate even more than what she was looking a while ago.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Charvi, once you reach a landmark score, you know that, okay, yes, I've seen many players and I've spoken to them, and they say that we do not think of these landmarkish scores to say so. We do not think of the 100s and the 50s. But, I mean, having played cricket, it runs in the back of your mind. In the media, you don't want to talk about it. But then, let's be honest, it runs in your mind. When you're at 47, 48, you know that 2 runs and you're 50. You have reached a landmark. You're 97, 98, rather in your 90s, and let's be a little cautious, unless you're Virender Sehwag.
Definitely. It also comes down to, the temperament again, and also your experience plays part, how you can calm your nerves down, because those are very sensitive times. Reaching 50, reaching your 100. So it's a challenge to a lot of players. We've seen youngsters especially. It's very difficult to bring those temperaments into them. obviously because they're youngsters, they're raging, they are excited, they've got, they want to do everything at the same time. So it becomes very difficult to calm their nerves down. But definitely, we've seen in recent time with the men's side or the women's side, a lot of youngsters have come in, and it's definitely, and the drinks are coming in for the batsmen on and off regularly, and we can tell sitting here from the comm box that it is getting very, very hot down there.
Absolutely. I mean, and it gets dehydrating too, and especially because these two batters, they've been running. They're not playing the boundaries game. They've been taking the singles. They've been taking the doubles. So when you do that, you tend to perspire a lot. You tend to dehydrate a lot. And it's very important to maintain your composure, that you keep refueling yourself. And by means of which we've seen probably the third time that the water break has been taken. A really short water break though, but still very essential.
And definitely the job done right from the players sitting outside, the number 12, number 13, number 14, making sure their team is going on, keeping their players hydrated at all times, And so, gonna have the next delivery. That's a very good delivery coming in. And Sana Mir from the far end now. She's been brought back into the attack. It'll be interesting to see if she's changed sides. Being a former captain, she knows the kind of field that she wants. She has the right field set up. Will she be able to take a breakthrough or not? Only time will tell. But I think she's bowling at the right time, and the appeal goes. They are appealing, but the umpire seems not interested yet again. Did that come off the bat? It was down the leg, so I'm not too sure if the ball's just skimmed on the pad a little bit.
It looks like that the trickle went off the pad and not the bat. There was a noise. There was something that the umpire could hear, but it wasn't the woody sound of the bat. It was a soft, muffled sound, and that is all the umpire required to make the decision in favor of New Zealand. Sana Mir, with a field that's been pretty well spread out for an off-break bowler. Being an off-break bowler, this is exactly what I would pick up as my field: a deep mid-wicket, a deep square leg, a long on, and a sweeper cover. And these are the boundary riders, and that is exactly what she requires to ensure that no boundaries are being hit, and trying to control the leakage of runs. And this has been the hallmark of good bowling attack by Sana Mir.
Definitely. See, she's into her 5th over at the moment. She's only given away 19 runs. No wickets for her. But, sometimes when we judge, the field coming in as well, the sweeper cover coming in too short, and the mid on going to long off, just a deep square. I think that was beneficial there. There would have been a single to stop that. It was a very good move on that account by the bowler. We're talking about her attack. 4.5 overs, 19 runs she's given away so far. Most of the times we judge a bowler by the number of wickets they take. We don't look at how well they bowled in terms of how did they restrict the bowlers from taking those runs. Did they bowl tighter lines? We forget to see those sides. These are very small things. We have to give that commendable, pat on the back to the bowlers, because they do make that effort. Not always do you get rewarded by the wickets, but the fact that you bowled very well, you bowled those lines, you can see that out there. 115 for 1 now. We're almost halfway through. 23 overs have gone. And the partnership of 50 runs now, what a great partnership this has turned out to be.
Absolutely. This is something that New Zealand would be very happy about. They have created a fantastic base right now over here, with these two batters going really strong after the loss of the skipper Susie Bates, the wicket that fell in the 13th over at the score of 65. And from there on, it's been scoring from both the ends. This one will be a close call if it hits, but doesn't. It was shy at the wickets by the points fielder. Nahida Khan was a fielder there, and the batter in question would have been Divine, who was running at the danger end, but a quick run and the ball not hitting the stumps. Well, she stayed on to play another ball. This one, a wide delivery. Now, this is something that they have to control. Back-to-back wides coming in. In the last couple of overs, we've seen tight lines being bowled. But right now, a wide. And that is not something that Pakistan would like to give away. I mean, these are easy runs that you're giving, free runs, not making the batsman work, and you're bowling an extra delivery.
There are 10 extras that have been bowled so far. 10 extras. 1 leg by and 9 wides have been bowled so far. So this is something which may have an effect. The next one was lofted on over the long on region, and that is going to be a fantastic boundary. And see, this is what they were looking to do time and again. Time and again to go away, to find the gap. We saw it after the power play. Once the field was spread out, they were not getting the gaps. But I think they're making use of the best chances they get.
Absolutely, and they will have to take chances because the spinners are in action. If you read the spinners, if you're reading it off the arm, off the wrist, you can definitely take the chance. And she steps out, and that's a brilliant catch. Wobbled off the hand and caught it on the second attempt.
The skipper taking that catch on that occasion. What a catch that is. What a catch that is. A wonderful catch. We rarely see such catches, Neil. And definitely pumping up a team, leading from the front, Bisma Maroof on that occasion. What a fantastic catch that was. And that is another blow here. It's going to be Amy, the batsman, to walk back. 20 runs that she scored of 32 deliveries, 1 boundary for her. But what a great wicket here. Yet another breakthrough. I think the wickets are falling on right intervals.
Well, for Pakistan, yes. And for New Zealand also, yes. I mean, they are creating a platform, and then all of a sudden there is a break. Then they again start to build the innings, and that is what is happening. Meanwhile, Katie Martin walks in to join Divine, and the wicketkeeper batsman will now have to take on from where the two batters have been continuing. Fantastic running between the wickets, boundaries coming on and off. Here, I mean, from my perspective, it was completely unnecessary to step out on the ball where you have hit a boundary on the previous ball. You could just tap it around, take a single, pass on the strike, but probably the intentions were clear in her mind that she had to go for the attack, she had to go for the runs, and that's what she did. Fantastic fielding there by skipper Maroof. The attempt, the ball came onto her very sharply, very quickly, and गेंद जो है वो हाथ से निकल गई थी और दूसरे अटेम्प्ट पर कैच किया उन्होंने. तो बहुत ही अच्छी फील्डिंग का प्रदर्शन यहाँ पर दिखाई दे रहा है पाकिस्तान द्वारा भी.
Even on the second time when she she got onto the ball, she held on to it. That's more important.
Yes.
What happens in the second turn is that you find it very difficult to hold on to the ball. I mean, what she did very well was she held on to it very well, and there was a that will also set an example for the others on the field that these are the chances we have to take. For all this chances we made. So the slip coming in place, so the pressure, they're building it on to the new batsman who's walked in, Katie Martin, and also the long on fielder been brought into mid-off. So in the circle we only have 2 outside. We have 2 fielders outside. On the leg side, one we've got a deep mid-wicket and we've got a deep square leg.
Again, pressure building tactics. The spinners just got a wicket. New batter to face. That was a poor line. You have a field which is set for a line to be bowled on the off stump, outside the off stump, and then you bowl something on the middle leg. This is easy pickings, very easy pickings for the new batter. She's got off strike. She's opened her account. The pressure is definitely off, and so is the slip fielder.
Definitely. The slip fielder goes away. The next delivery was cut away in the gap between the point and gully fielder. And very easily, after a chase for 3 folders, it's going to be 4 runs, and that will Katie Martin has just come in and a boundary for her right away. Was it Devine? It was Devine, wasn't it? It was a great shot from her. A good thing on Sophie's part is how she is adapting to the situation when the wicket is lost. We saw it on 2 occasions. She knows how to bring in the new batsmen, get them very comfortable with what's happening inside. Because when you go in, you're a new batsman, you go in, it becomes a little hard, isn't it?
True.
Because you don't know how the ball's coming onto the bat. It's very different from what you see sitting outside and when the moment you go on into the center. So she's talking to them constantly. We've seen they come in the center, they have a bit of a chat. She's guiding them the way through because now she's got the upper hand. Also, because she's on 58. She's faced 70 deliveries, so she knows exactly how the ball's coming onto the bat.
Absolutely, and she has come out of a fantastic innings while playing against the Tasmanian women's team, and she scored 117. So, I mean, that was just like what, a few days back? Well, almost 20 days back. Uh, but if your last knock has been a century, you come in with a lot of confidence, and that is what is on display for Sophie Devine. This one has been played towards the short mid-wicket region. No runs coming in. Katie Martin looking a little tentative on that one. But, well, it will be just about time for her to get the score, the scoreboard ticking, because she's got a fantastic partner in Devine, and who's been talking, who's been motivating and telling the batter on what kind of deliveries to expect, what the bowlers have been doing. And that is something which is very, very important from a senior partner to do.
Definitely. Neil, this very rightly said. Usually when we are playing games as well, this is what we usually do. Oh, that's another appeal and the finger goes up. That's another wicket here. That's another wicket here. And it is Sana Mir who finally gets the reward for bowling a fantastic spell. And this is, wickets are falling here, one after the other. The third wicket to fall down. And it's going to be the keeper batsman, who I was just going to talk about a little bit about her experience. And, unfortunately, she is out and she'll have to walk back. But what a great bowling display here. Pakistan has really come back.
Absolutely. I mean, I was telling you that she was looking a little tentative against Sana Mir's off break. And what has happened over here is that she has given in that little opening which Pakistan needed, and a fantastic delivery that straightened after pitching, and the umpires had no doubts in raising the finger and giving her LBW out. So not much of a trouble for the scorers when as Katie Martin walks off, and now Amy and so Sophie Devine now will be joined by Maddie Green. Jersey number 51, Maddie Green taking strike, a right-handed batter. A similar field positioning for Sana Mir. She's brought the long on in. So we have a mid-on fielder. We've just got two fielders in the deep. That's the square leg, deep square leg, and the deep mid-wicket. And we have a shortish extra cover and a short square leg fielder. Catching.
The ball would just, turn nib and, in case. So she has been getting a little bit of movement, Sana Mir. We can see that. So definitely the pitch out there does have something in for the bowlers. Again, only time will tell if New Zealand's decision was right or not. For me, it's a safe option for a wicket like this to bat first. But it's been a good 2 wickets that have fallen very, very quickly. And the next delivery from Sana Mir is right into the block hole. So the pressure is on for the New Zealanders, and that'll be the end of the over as well. So 25 overs have gone. We're halfway mark. It's 126 for 3. And Neil, is going to be, very interesting to see from here on, because they were predicting 247, but now the run rate has come down. So are they going to restrict them to below 200? Because definitely New Zealand will be planning to score over 200, because then they will have something to add pressure to them for.
No, absolutely, Chavi. I mean, the way they started, they were playing at over 6 runs per over when they started off. But then the runs have stopped coming in as easily. The wickets have been falling, and that has led to a little slowing down of the New Zealand score run rate. But if you see, they do bat deep. Okay, New Zealand does bat deep, and because of which they probably could see through the spinners and come back when Diana Baig comes in, and Diana's got about 5 overs remaining. So let's not forget that. And they have loved the fast ball coming onto them, and they could probably be looking at that. They would want to see through the spinners, but well, it's not going to be as easy as it sounds.
Surely, Neil. Also, they have Pakistan's got Iram Javed. Let's not forget about that. We've been talking about Iram Javed and when she would be introduced into the attack. So there might be a situation where they bring her in somewhere. Anyhow, the captain has taken the responsibility. She's taken the ball in her hand. It's Bisma Maroof who's bowling from the pavilion end. Having a bit of a chat, Sana Mir, with Bisma Maroof, definitely. Just giving her a bit of an insight. And a very safe field, I must say. Because a spinner, in a women's game, you tend to play the shots over mid-wicket, square leg. So they always tell us that, you know, when a spinner is bowling, you always have those two fielders back out there. We not so many big shots coming, definitely, because it's Maddie Green, the person on strike. She's a new batsman. They know she's not going to go for it right away. So they have the fielders who are halfway, not at the boundary line. It is definitely going to help them. We've seen it in the past couple of overs. The balls have gone there. The boundaries haven't gone. So there's not much damage done. Probably a single or two here and there. But it is going to be, and the fielding suddenly has become attacking.
Oh, absolutely. And that is what they'll have to do. They'll have to try and keep Sophie Devine away from the strike as much as they can and try and attack the other batters, because Sophie is in sublime form right now. I mean, she's playing beautifully, and Pakistani bowlers and the fielders are ensuring that they do not give away a single right now and keep Maddie Green on strike for as long as they can, because then that is when they get the dot balls in.
Definitely. This is what they will try and do. 101%. That's exactly what they're doing. And flighting the ball there, Bisma Maruf just pitching it right in front of the toe. And that will be the end of the over. So just, you know, it's to 127 for 3 now. 3 wickets have fallen. The last 2 wickets falling very quickly. Not much time between them. They fell by quite quickly. And Maddie Green, if we talk about her a little bit, 25 years of age, still very young. Made her debut in 2014 for New Zealand. Just 13 matches she's played for New Zealand so far, 116 runs, so she can bat. She can bat. A highest run score for her for 46. She's got a strike rate of 52.25. And she's hit 14 boundaries, so she can hit the ball as well.
Well, I mean, right now that is not what is required of her. She just needs to ensure that she keeps company to Sophie and, you know, sees the pair through till the later part of the innings. Because right now they just need to hold the nerves, ensure that they're taking the singles and doubles, keeping the scoreboard ticking, and ensuring that the pressure is not taken on them a tad too much. Do we see a bowling change there?
Definitely, there is a bowling change that is going to be coming in for Pakistan. I think they've made very smart bowling changes here, Neil. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be the left armour who's been brought into the attack. And just the previous over was the next delivery, just moving away. A bit of movement coming in over here. We've seen that. And I think it's bowler number, jersey number 6. That's Nashra Sandhu, the youngster, the 19-year-old youngster. She's been impressive. She's been
very, very impressive. 4 overs, 20 runs has been her first spell score. And she was fantastic. Very, very impressive. Sana Mir was introduced for a very short spell of 2 overs and she produced a wicket. And maybe that is exactly what the Pakistani think tank is doing. कप्तान ने जब बॉलिंग करी थी बिस्मा मारूफ ने, उन्होंने भी सिर्फ 1 ही रन दिया था 1 ओवर में. तो यानी कि जो चेंजेस यहाँ पर कप्तान ला रहे हैं बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग चेंजेस हैं. शॉर्ट स्पेल में बॉलिंग करवा रहे हैं, यहाँ से चेंजेस कर रहे हैं, बैट्समैन को सेटल नहीं होने दे रहे हैं. एंड फील्ड में भी जो परिवर्तन है, अगर आप देखें तो शॉर्ट एक्स्ट्रा कवर जो है बिल्कुल बैट्समैन के फेस पर आकर खड़ी हो गई है. एंड वो सिंगल भी रोकने की कोशिश यहाँ पर कर रहे हैं.
Surely, Neil, they have to add that pressure now because they know that for some reason, they know for a fact that they've got the upper hand. The bowlers are bowling really well. They're putting the ball right into that block hole. They've added that pressure already by picking up those 2 quick wickets. Yes, the runs have come. Undoubtedly, the runs are coming. But nevertheless, in the process of getting those runs, they are getting those wickets as well. So there's a very good line that the youngster is bowling. And just like a bit of a, how do we say it, a bit of an intuitive thing that we talk about. Sana Mir was bowling from the pavilion end. So was Nashra Sandhu in the beginning. And because she came in after Sana Mir's overs from this side, both of them are bowling from the other end now. And, you know, Sana Mir got a wicket.
I know what you're hinting at.
You know, there might be another one in line as well. So you never know how this is going to go. It just looks like they're hinting because Sana Mir had the same number of runs when she bowled her 5th over, and so does Nashra Sandhu. So it's going to be, have to see how this is going to go, though.
This is a very interesting analysis coming in from you, Charvi. But Not in the first over though for Narsha Sandhu, and that's exactly what happened for Sana Mir. In the fresh spell, second over is when Sana Mir got her wicket. So we'll have to probably wait for another over before Narsha Sandhu comes in to bowl from the far end. What is really interesting over here is that Bisma Maroof has used 6 bowlers and no signs of Iram Javed yet. So will Iram Javed come in as a 7th bowler, और यहाँ पर ये सफाइस कर जाएंगे ये 6 गेंदबाज जिसमें से सिर्फ एक जो है वो मीडियम पेसर रहा है, बाकी सारे स्पिनर्स हैं.
It's quite surprising, Neil, that they only have 2. That too, one pacer, Iram Javed, that we've been expecting, whether they're going to bring her in or no. She has been the next delivery. All was flighted. She drove it very well to the mid-on fielder, who was Dinah Begg, throwing it back to the bowler. It was a good throw though. Would have probably been in a little bit of trouble if might have been a direct, but I think she would have made it.
No, she would have made it. I mean, she was really quick off the block. The moment she hit, she sprinted towards the non-striking end. Maroof doesn't fear from tossing the ball up. She's been very confident about letting the ball take the air and putting that element of doubt in the minds of the batsmen to think, what is this ball going to do?
So if we see Dinah Begg at the moment, she's at mid-on. The moment we have Sophie Devine who comes back on strike, she pushes back. And this is why she's flighting the ball, because she knows she's got see the next delivery just coming in a little bit. This is the reason why she's flighting the ball. She's got the fielders in the right areas. She can take the risk because she knows even if the new batsman goes for the loft, which is very rare unless the batsman's quite confident. She's got the fielders in the right areas, and she will definitely pick up the wicket. She's the skipper. She's leading from the front. The next delivery is well driven. See, straight to the fielder. So this is key. When the bowlers are bowling to your field, the pressure just keeps mounting on. The run rate has come down to 4.78 now. It was at 6 runs an over at some point. The runs are not coming as easily as they were.
Absolutely, Charvi. And if you look at it, I mean, we are way beyond the power play, and Pakistan is still operating with just 2 women standing on the boundary line. This is really impressive. It just shows that the amount of attacking cricket that they want to play and the belief that they have in themselves. This one played back to the bowler, and very, very beautifully, Maroof is bowling. She brought herself as a 6th bowler and has proven her own decision correct.
Exactly. I mean, indeed, we were talking about the bowling lineup that has come in for Pakistan, where they only have 1 full-time fast bowler and the rest have all been spinners. What a great... Is that going to be another blow? Oh, that was missed by a feather. A very good throw nonetheless from Dinah Begg. A very, very good throw there. A direct hit would have sent Maddie Green back into the pavilion. But a good running display yet again from them. They are running like, they're sprinting like there is no tomorrow.
Absolutely. But I feel that there was no need for this run, to be honest. She had hit it really hard. The ball was going straight into the hands of the fast bowler. And fast bowlers are known to have a strong shoulder, a strong arm. So you can expect the ball to come to you really quick.
Neil, interesting thing. It was the last ball of the over. 28 overs have gone. And probably Sophie Devine wanted to be on strike. But you see, it's back. The fact that, they've switched sides and it's going to be Maddie Green who's on strike. So from Pakistan perspective, successful. They're keeping Sophie Devine off strike.
Absolutely. I mean, that again was, as I said, not required, because if Sophie Devine would have been on strike, would have been much better. But this time, it is in favor of New Zealand, because Maddie Green has stepped out to get a boundary after a really long time.
I think this is what she was looking for. She was waiting for that loft where she's going to step out. She's going to hit that. A great shot nonetheless. The fielder was in the circle. She just had to loft it over. And Maddie Green is on 3 of 15. 132, Neil. We were predicting 247. I think 247 is looking a little far at the moment to me.
Well, I mean, cricket... things change in cricket in every delivery, and we cannot say much. But believe me, the way Maddie Green has shown that she can hit and hit clean, if there are a couple of overs that go well in her favor, the scores on the board could change quickly. But so far, the bowlers have done a fantastic job. They have been keeping both the batters in check, ensuring that they do not leak runs. And guess what? I mean, in spite of we being in the 29th over, we still have a slip in place.
Definitely, we've got the pressure is added on to the batsman. It gives that element of doubt. Oh, I've got another player who's standing right behind me. There might be a possibility that, I might. So what happens is the batsman starts to play a little safe on that occasion. The ball's just sticking there, gripping to the surface. So no opportunity. One thing good that the Pakistan players are doing very well. Rather, the credit goes to the captain. She's keeping the going very quick. When the going is good, they say you should keep moving very quickly. Quick changes, quick bowling changes. She's doing that very well. The going is bad, you slow down a little bit. You take a minute or two to think. And commendable job to all the fielders. They're backing each other up. The throws are coming into the keeper's hand directly. And they're looking like a bunch of women in green who are here on a mission.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Biswa Maroof looks like she has a plan. And the plan has been shared with every single member of the team, and they're executing it to perfection in the field. And every single member knows what is their role, what is their position, even for the field changes. Right now, as we see Diana Baig running down to the long on boundary, she knew the moment you saw the batsman, and that is Sophie Devine, I have to run back to the boundary. I don't have to wait for my captain to tell me to run back to the boundary. Meanwhile, Sophie Devine steps out and we'll just get a single for all the action in Vellore.
And, she loses the strike again. She got a strike after a long time again. She was back on strike. She's on 62 of 76 deliveries that she's faced. She's played a fantastic innings here as an opener. And, from the way that she's playing and she's portraying out, she wants to really stretch it out through the 50 overs. Definitely. That's a full toss, and that is smacked away. And that is going to be 6 runs. And it's a huge 6. Made the maximum use of the full toss that it was.
Well, absolutely. It was a loosener, a full toss. She was trying to give the flight, but this flight probably took a tad too much of air with it, and came in as a nice, juicy full toss, and the batter could not resist but hit it over the mid-wicket region for a massive 6.
Well, the next one was flighted yet again, just going to the toe of the batsman on that occasion. But the New Zealanders, all of them that have come out so far, that we've seen, 3 wickets have gone down, they've all been very quick between the stumps.
You're right.
Which is a commendable job. Because we've seen it, we saw it a few overs back, they've hit it to the fielder and they've run very quickly. What happens is it confuses the fielder as well. Oh, they're hitting to my hand and they're running. So they want to do things quickly. They want to pick up and throw, and there are too many things for the fielder to do. The next delivery that's played, stepped out, played straight, and see, these are the chances that Sophie will take as well at this point. 77 deliveries. For her, the cricket ball is this much, but it's going to look to her like a massive football.
Oh, you bet. Absolutely. In fact, I was talking to a sports psychologist the other day, and we were talking about, cricket or at large. And इसमें ये बात निकली थी कि जब आप फील्डर के हाथ में गेंद मार कर सिंगल दौड़ते हो, so you're actually hurting the ego of the fielder also. कि आप पॉइंट के फील्डर हो, आप कवर के फील्डर हो, एंड you obviously put your best men there. And अगर आपने उनके हाथ में गेंद मारकर आपने सिंगल चुरा लिया, so you're playing with their ego, and that unsettles them. It unnerves them, and because of which, the next time the ball goes through them, there's a higher tendency of them fumbling and losing the ball as compared to what they would do otherwise.
Exactly. This is what happens. Also because as a fielder, there are so many things you have to do. As a batsman, you hit the ball, you have to run. The two things that you have to do.
Right.
As a fielder, you have to field the ball, you've got to pick it up, you've got to throw it back. So there is one extra job that you have to do. And that is why they fumble. Because they have to do too many things too quickly. And when you have batsmen like them, who are running so quickly, then it's even more, the job becomes even more tough.
Oh, you bet. Absolutely. And there's one more thing that they have to do. Decide on which end to throw.
Oh, yeah, there you go. See, that's job number 4. That is a more challenging job because on the field you've got 10 people screaming bowler, keeper, and you don't know where to throw. Sometimes you throw on the wrong end. And so
sometimes I've seen people throwing like absolutely nowhere, right in the center of the wicket, and there's no one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that happens. It's in the spirit of the game. It's cricket. Too many things happen at the same time. And, a commendable job definitely to Nasha Sandhu. She's really bowling. She's flighting the ball up. and she's ensuring that the ball pitch is right in front of the batsman's toe. But we forget that it's Sophie Devine who's there on strike. She's faced almost 80 deliveries now. So for her, even if you flight it up, she might even just take it as a full toss and put it out of the park.
Well, this is... we see the fancy sweeps coming in now. This is interesting. This is really, really interesting. Look at this. Again, fantastic running between wickets over here. The sweep was in action. The fielder from square leg came in towards the fine leg region and took the ball, and jab tak wo return karke wapas dete, 2 run chura liye. This is again nothing but classic athleticism.
Yeah, definitely. They're much, you can tell they're fit. They are ready to run. They're all warmed up, and that's the difference it makes. We always say that in cricket that the team that takes all the catches wins the matches. But I think now it's gone more on the focus of fielding. The more fitter you are, you're going to be more successful. Well,
I mean, if you look at every single international team, fitness has taken the front seat today. Every single player has put their focus into the fitness department. Initially, it used to be, I'm a batsman, I don't need to be so fit, I'll do my batting. And, there have been great batsmen who have been probably on the other side of the fitter scale. But, well, today, you could probably count such batsmen on your fingertips.
Definitely, Neil. This is the difference, and this is how the game has evolved overall, where much fitter players have come into the game. They have started taking fitnesses very, very seriously. A job of a trainer has come into the team, where they ensure the coaches have started demanding that I want my players to be fit. However you do it, my concern, as long as they are fit, that's what my concern is. And the players as well, because fitness is something, it's like a routine. It is something that comes from within. It's something that you follow every day. It's part of your daily routine. And they have started implementing those things. The players as well, that you need to be fit. You have to be stronger to hit those shots, because you know that you have to run, because it's all about running between the wickets, which is key at the moment.
No, absolutely. I mean, fitness more or less has become like a lifestyle choice now. Everyone has taken, every single sports person globally, if you see, and any sport that you pick, fitness has become the front runner. It's become like a lifestyle. People, you're playing and you don't want to eat those high carb food and whatever, but even while you're on breaks, they're choosing not to consume things that will probably affect their health, or probably add on those extra calories.
Definitely. And Bisma Maroof has brought herself back into the attack. 13 runs she's given away. She's into her 4th over, and definitely she will be. She's flighting the ball well. She's really making the batsmen think. She's not giving them an opportunity to, again, see the throw at the wrong end. Back in the day, Neil, we would say that always throw at the end where the batsman on strike is running to. Why? Because they always have a late start. Because the non-striker has an opportunity to take a start, they will always reach faster. But it doesn't look like that in this game here today. It seems both of them are off in less than a second also.
You bet. And this one again made into a full toss, has been played straight, will meet the boundary line for a 4. Again, a flighted delivery by Maroof, and this one was made into a full toss. Sophie actually stepped out, just like we spoke a while back. She stepped out, made it into a nice low full toss and played it straight over the bowler's head for a boundary. And this is something which can be expected of a batsman of a class of Sophie Devine. This one again, a fuller length delivery. This one has been played towards the square leg. Are they going for the second? No, they are not. This time the fielder has been tied. She actually ran the moment she saw the batter trying to play towards her direction.
Definitely, they will not. They wouldn't want to take more risks. They will try and keep it simple as far as possible. And we'll have to see Bisma Maroof. She's into the last ball of that delivery. Flighted it yet again. Waited for it. Mary Green just cut it through the cover region. Will find the fielder. So that'll be end. That'll be end of the 32nd over. 155 for 3 New Zealand. And these two batsmen seem to be getting on to the momentum.
Absolutely. Bisma Maroof, after starting brilliantly, has leaked a bit of runs in this over. She gave away 6 runs, जिसमें एक चौका भी शामिल था. अब यहाँ पर एक छोटी सी कॉन्वर्जेशन चल रही है दोनों बैटर्स के बीच में कि क्या प्लान करना है आगे की जो पूरी इनिंग्स है उन्हें उसे कैसे संभालना है. 155 फॉर 3 स्कोर जो चल रहा है. 32 ओवर का खेल समाप्त हुआ है. करंट रन रेट 4.84, जिसमें सोफी डिवाइन ने 69 रन्स बनाए हैं 83 गेंदों पर. एंड मैडी ग्रीन साथ दे रही है. उनका 18 रन्स बनाए हैं 31 गेंदों में. ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग स्ट्रैटेजी यहाँ पर देखने मिल रही है. अब Diana Baig has been brought into attack. Now, this is very, very surprising because they still have a lot of overs to go. 18 overs to be precise. And Diana Baig was expensive when she started off in the first spell, giving away 30 runs in 5 overs without any success, without any wickets. And she's been brought in to attack. And Sophie Devine will be facing her. This one played to the point fielder, straight into the hands of the point fielder. No runs coming out of it. It was a good delivery to start with for Diana Baig. But that's been the hallmark of her bowling. She's bowled good deliveries to start the over. 3 deliveries, 4 deliveries, and then comes the boundary ball. And probably that's what Sophie Devine will wait for. Charging in from the far end. Oh, this one came in a tad too early than we expected. A 4, a beautiful cover drive. And runs coming in off the Diana Baig over already. 4 runs coming in the first 2 deliveries. So Diana Baig continues the boundary parade. 6 boundaries already that she's given. This is the 7th boundary that has come through in the Diana Baig over. I wonder what was the need to get in Diana Baig while the spinners were doing their job fantastically.
You're in the 33rd over. I think Bisma Maroof would have waited. I think she would have waited slightly longer time. Maybe after the 40th over it would make sense to bring her in, and what they're probably trying to do is get a breakthrough. But we know that Diana Baig has gone away for a lot of runs already. 6 overs, 34 runs. No wicket for her. They could have probably just waited a little and would have just sent brought in the spinner, continued on to the spinner. Maybe this is a personal guess. She didn't want to bring in the 7th bowler now. She's used 6 bowlers already. Bisma Maroof herself being the 6th one, so she probably didn't want to use the 7th bowler or a new bowler. Probably give a bit of a rest and bring Diana Baig in. But if she's able to bowl those wicket-taking balls, we've seen it. She's already gone for a boundary. 5 runs have already come, and 3 deliveries are yet to be bowled.
Well, absolutely. I mean, to look at it from this perspective, she's got her chances now. Diana Baig has a new batter in front of her, Maddie Green, who hasn't faced Diana Baig earlier. It was Sophie Devine who had got the boundary, but Diana Baig has her chances now with Maddie Green facing her. A little interference there at the far end where an advertising board was carried and it disturbed the batter. Stopping the play, but we'll continue now. A single stolen. Oh, that's a misfield.
We'll come back for 2. The ball might not run away to the ropes. Might not, and it didn't. So 3 runs are taken there, very comfortably by both these batsmen out there. Neil, it's I mean, the moment you have a pacer that comes on, and we know this. As cricketers ourselves, that we have that's that much of less effort we need to put in our batting. The ball starts to come on the bat. You can see that with Maddie Green. She was struggling in the previous overs. She was struggling to middle the ball. She was getting to the pitch of the ball, but only defending it. She didn't get her shots right. But now, suddenly, both these batsmen have started looking very, very comfortable because the ball's coming so easily on the bat. And that's another boundary there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Charvi, you're bang on correct on this one. The ball's coming onto the wicket. That also talks about when Pakistan comes to bat, New Zealand has an army of fast bowlers. And if the ball comes to bat, Pakistan can bat and score their runs. But currently, I think that was a bad call to bring in Diana Baig just to break in the momentum of the fantastic Pakistani bowling attack and giving a breather to the New Zealand batters. There are two boundaries and a three coming into this over. This one was completely uncalled for.
So it's 33 overs have gone. It's 167 for 3. The current run rate is hovering around 5.6, going up a little bit because of the pacer coming in, and the players will have drinks. We'll take a break. फालतू में ले आए यार इसको.
Welcome back to the first ODI between Pakistan and New Zealand of the ICC Women's Championship at the Sharjah International Cricket Stadium. This is Neil, and joining me in the commentary box is Charvi. A fantastic day of cricket for the viewers who joined us later today. New Zealand won the toss and elected to bat first and have scored 167 for 3 in 33.1 overs. This is the 34th over in progress, coming out of a quick drinks break, and we've seen a fantastic Pakistani bowling attack, just leaking runs in the previous over before the drinks. 13 runs coming off that over, 12 runs coming off that over of Diana Baig, and has been the most expensive over so far.
The next delivery by Bisma Maroof that was lofted, but straight to the field is for just 1 run. But, like we've been predicting, Sophie is going to take that as a full toss. She has really stepped out, and she is definitely going to take it, on that front. She's doing that really well. Obviously, she's played so many balls. We've been, telling her, we've been talking about the fact that how she's able to view the ball. The next delivery, that's up in the air. Will that be taken? Yes, that's another blow. And that'll be Maddie Green. This is exactly the breakthrough they were looking for. She was looking good after 35 deliveries, but that was just a wrong shot that she played. Didn't get much of a bat of it, bit of an edge, and a very good catch in the extra cover region.
Absolutely, and again the spinners have done the job. They have got the wicket yet again. So the decision that Bisma Maroof took of bringing in Diana Baig in the previous over has been undone by herself, as she brought herself in, and after putting in breaks on the runs, has got a wicket, and generally that's what I said. After breaks, when the batters come back, they need some time to settle in. They need some time to bring their focus back into the game, because even a 5-minute break can take the focus away, and that's what has happened. Maddie Green just losing her wicket, and will be joined. Sophie Devine will be joined in by Katie Perkins, jersey number 70. So we have 77 and 70 coming on in the center at 169 for 4 in the 34th over.
The number 7 has become very popular these days, Neil. Even youngsters and the kids, they all want the 7 on their jerseys, and it's surprising because nobody wants to choose any other number.
Well, that's true. I mean, if you see the one set of great players have always sported jersey number 7, be it soccer, be it cricket. You know, I mean, of the current favorites, if you see Ronaldo wears a jersey number 7, and that's what the kids love. You know, they see Ronaldo wearing a 7, they see Dhoni wearing a 7, and that's what they want to do.
And they all want to be, Ronaldos and Dhonis, and these are the idols that they look up to, and they look up to, and they want to do exactly what they do.
Yeah.
So, nothing wrong in that, but the number has very recently become very popular.
Well, Charvi, what number do you wear?
Well, I wear 7 too. Well, I wear 7 for different reasons, because I'm born on 7th of a month.
Okay.
So for me, I say that that's my number, and I can ask for it with all rights. I've played for UAE in the past. I've always had the number 7. The management she used to always say that it's permanently booked for her. So if she's on the squad, that number goes to her. But those are the days where there are some youngsters who like it. So I'm not too fussy about it. If they want it, they can go ahead and take it. That's all right. So that'll be the end of the over for Bismah Maroof. 5 overs for the skipper. 21 runs she's given away, and a wicket that she picked up in the previous over. So a great one coming there for her. And the ball handed over yet again to Diana Begg here, Neil.
This is surprising. I mean, completely beats me. Either the captain wants Diana Begg to finish her overs off, but then you don't need to do that. You have employed 6 bowlers. You don't need everyone to finish their 10. You could probably put some break and, hand the ball on to a spinner. There's a new batter inside. The ball is doing a bit. There is, I don't know, it completely beats me. There definitely would be a plan in Bismah Maroof's mind.
Moreover, it is the experienced batsman who's on strike, not wearing a helmet. You have a pacer that's bowling to her. She's definitely, even though that was a very good delivery from Diana Begg, Sophie is going to dominate Diana. We saw it in the over before the lunch, before the drinks break, and she's going to try and do it again over here. And that's the reason why they are the batsmen who dominate these bowlers towards the. I think giving the ball to Diana was too early. They would have just waited yet again, because the ball's coming very nicely onto the bat.
Absolutely. I mean, it was very well displayed over here. Again, the ball came right onto the bat and was played towards the point region. The fielder doing their bit to stop the ball. In process, have injured herself, and the ankle got twisted as she was trying to get onto the ball. But, well, that's a part and parcel of the game. Things like these do happen when you are on the field. Diana Begg coming in, 2 good balls, 2 dot balls, and are we expecting something that we have seen as a trend? 3 good balls and a 4.
We'll have to see. The third ball's a big ball. It's a dot delivery as well. Will she be able to change the card or not? We'll have to see then. Katie Perkins, the new batsman who's walked in. She's only faced 2 deliveries so far. 29-year-old made her debut very recently in 2012. 61 ODIs played for New Zealand, scored 962 runs, her highest, being